Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I thought I'd do something a little different today. Go over the recently released patch notes, leak notes I guess you could call them, for the start of Season 4 in Pokemon Unite. While skimming over them, I noticed that there's a lot of pretty big changes this patch, so I thought it would be a good idea to just go over them and let you know my initial thoughts on them. So, starting with Greedent here, it says this particular one was leaked by El Chico Eevee. I think he translated all of this. Japanese, I would guess. I'm not sure. But anyways. Says Greedent, Covet becomes immune to CC. Berries now give speed boost, can be stacked. Can use other moves while using Covet. When using Covet, reset cooldown of Belch and Bullet Seed. So I read a different translation of this, and I think it basically said that Covet can be hit by crowd control now, I believe. So like things like Talon's level 13 Fly Plus can probably knock up, like, he's not unstoppable anymore. You can knock him up now, so that's a pretty substantial nerf to him. I'm guessing it still has, Covet still has that knockup mechanic, but considering now you can actually somewhat slow him down, pretty big change, I would say. I mean, I'm not a Greedent player, but I would guess that's a pretty big nerf. And let's be real, I hate Greedent. I hate this character, man. It's a pretty good nerf in my opinion. I mean, we'll have to see when it's played. I think this should be a pretty big gut to the character, but maybe players like Archie will still make it playable. Let's see. Now we have Blissey. Soft Boiled, 2 charges, increased charge to 4. Okay, so yeah, it was initially 2. Learning Egg Bomb charges are shared. Egg Bomb, no changes except share charge with Soft Boiled. Soft Boiled plus, unlock at level 10. Safeguard plus, unlock at level 10. Helping Hand, unlock at level 12. Egg Bomb plus, unlock at level 12. Okay, so Soft Boiled plus and Safeguard plus, and then the Helping Hand, Egg Bomb plus. They just switch the orders, just kind of like Gengar. Kind of like Gengar with his Hex and Dream Eater, like the change in the order. Okay, and then they share charges with Egg Bomb and stuff. I mean, I guess this is technically a buff. Technically, this is a buff, but that's technically a buff. I mean, I don't think this is too crazy for Blissey. Like, sure, I guess it helps having sharing the same pot of eggs with Egg Bomb and Soft Boiled if you do run Egg Bomb. I mean, most people will still run Safeguard and Helping Hand for sure, but if you are an Egg Bomb enjoyer, I guess this is a massive buff for you. Anyways, Duraludon. Damage Dragon Pulse. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon has been reduced. Stealth Rock, the effect has been adjusted. I don't know what the effect has been adjusted means for Stealth Rock, but damn. They already lowered the damage for Dragon Pulse last time. They lowered it again. This character, I think, is absolutely doomed, by the way. I don't think you'll see this like, it was already seeing a lot less play after the initial Duraludon nerfs, but I think now it's pretty doomed, to be honest, for Duraludon. Like, I mean, maybe we'll see people run Flash Cannon, but I feel at that point you can just run any other jungler, or if you play an attacker bot lane, you can run something. It was already not getting played much, and now it's gonna be played less. Sucks, I guess. It's what they always do, seems like it. They always like make certain mons like so broken on release, but then they just start nerfing until it becomes unplayable. So this guy's getting like the Serena treatment, I swear. Kinda sucks. Oh well. Ninetales. Blizzard, decreased stun time. Decreased stun time? Okay. And then increase range. Huh. So he got nerfed and buffed at the same time, Blizzard? Okay. Aurora Veil, duration decreased. Okay, this is good. This is a good nerf, because Aurora Veil, my god, this ability is actually so broken. Duration decrease, so that means it's not gonna last this long now. Not sure how long Aurora Veil initially lasted, or previous patch, but this is a good nerf, I would say. This character has been dominating the attacker role. This character has so much sustained damage, it literally does not die because of Aurora Veil. Good nerf, I would say. Ah, yes. My favorite part. The Talonflame nerfs. that I've been told so much about by my chat. People in my Discord. They've been adding me non-stop. They're like, oh bro, Talonflame got nerfed, bro. What are your thoughts, bro? Talonflame nerfed, Talonflame nerfed. Come on, man. Okay, let's see. Brave Bird, damage and hitbox decrease. I mean, I don't play Brave Bird, so this doesn't affect me in any way. This is honestly a good nerf to Brave Bird. I mean, Brave Bird was doing lots of damage, and then, let's be real, guys. The hitbox on Brave Bird was actual BS. The hitbox on that move was actual total BS. You're out of that circle for Brave Bird, and I swear if your like foot's in it or something, or if a little bit of a pixel of your foot's in it, you still get hit by this ability. So this is a good nerf. So maybe it's the actual circle now. Brave Bird. Then Unite skill, Flame Sweep, damage decrease, CD increase. I mean, so the initial CD for Talonflame's ult was 89 seconds, given you don't farm anything. I wonder if they'll make it maybe like 100 seconds now? Or, I mean, we'll have to see. I'm not too sure how big the CD increase on it is, though. Hopefully it's not too bad, where maybe like I'd only get like 1 or 2 less ults per game. Hopefully it's not like really long, so I can't just spam ult non-stop. That's a lot of Talonflame's charm. You just keep ulting, you constantly make plays like every like 40 seconds. Just farm, get your ult back, or even like 30 seconds sometimes if you get a lot of farm. Farmer jungle, get your ult back and make plays. And the damage decrease. People might think this is bad, but for my playstyle specifically, I don't think it's that bad, because a lot of times, especially in like zap fights, I use Talon ult to disengage, or to help me disengage when we're trying to like bait out unites and stuff like that. So I usually don't even end up really hitting people. Sometimes I hit people through buddies, sometimes I hit people through like a Blissey safeguard or something, so I don't move them specifically, so I don't actually use it as a damage tool. Sure, it might hurt like mid-game, I'm trying to pull people back, but no, considering everything, this is actually not that bad for Talon. Okay, Brave Bird players I would say probably got hit pretty hard. But for me, since I use Fly and the ult nerf, I don't think it's as bad as people think. I'll have to see though. I'll have to see when it patches live in a few hours. But I don't think this is going to be too bad for him. Lucario, E-speech damage decrease. I saw this coming. Let's be real here. If they're going to blame everyone, it's Overlord's fault. Overlord just 1v9ing too much on this character. And yeah. He's just damage decrease. I wonder how much it's going to be. I wonder if this will make Pup come back. Like people would start using Pup again. Unless the damage decrease is just not even significant, that people will just like, I'll still use E-speed. Or, I don't know, maybe people will try bringing out maybe like Stomp Serena, or Machamp might see more play. I'm not sure, but knowing how the game's been going so far, Lucario probably will still be played, and they'll probably still go E-speed, or at the worst, they'll just switch to Pup. So I still think Lucario's probably just dominate the top lane. Still top lane meta. Okay, Hoopa. Trick, reduce range, increase cooldown, decrease duration. That's a Trick plus. HP recovery has been reduced. Shadow Ball stun time decrease. Phantom Force, cooldown decrease, duration. Okay, so Trick I think is at like a 7.5 second cooldown at the moment, and then now they increase cooldown. I would guess they probably increase it to like 9 seconds. Reduce the range, so I guess you can't be tricking people from literal Africa, and decreased duration won't last as long as you. And the Trick plus, okay, the Trick plus is I think is a good nerf, because the lifesteal that you got if you got Trick on you is actually absurd. This is a pretty good nerf in my opinion as far as Trick. This character will still be played though, because no matter what, this character's just good. Its ult is just too impactful in the game. And then, as my teammate King Rosario 1, aka Mystic, has said before, mentioned to me that he said it's a nerf, but he said it didn't touch any of his early game moves, Astonish and Confusion. So he said it's not that bad as people this nerf. And then Shadow Ball stun time decrease, good nerf. Hated that ability. That ability just actually doesn't let you move. Good nerf. And Phantom Force, cooldown decreased, duration increased. I wonder if this will actually make people use Phantom Force and Shadow Ball. I wonder. I feel maybe certain Hoopa players might pick up Phantom Force. Not entirely sure. Maybe. Phantom Force is not a bad ability. It's has weaknesses, but I think certain teams can. Okay. Next. Zero or a discharge. The shield effect of the skill has been strengthened. And it's just a small buff, I guess. What we probably really want to see with Zero, it's probably Zero probably still won't get played. I don't think I will ever see Zero get played in competitive unless they make him have Unite at 9, because he's like the only character with a Unite at 10 still. This is like a small buff to him, but I don't think it's going to do much. Aegislash, Sacred Sword, damage increase, stun increase. Oh, yikes! This is. Dude, I thought the stun on this character was already kind of long. Or it feels long whenever you get hit. But now they're increasing the stun duration, and then its damage is increasing too. Ooh, we might see some more Aegislash play. I mean, I know Toon has recently been playing it a lot, so we might see more like Aegislash jungle. Revenant. Horn Leash. Damage increase, stun increase. Oh my. One attack. Heals damage and decrease movement speed of self. First damage increase, decrease amount of HP consumed to use move. Okay. So they're trying to make people use, because I think the more common moves that people have been using is Woodhammer lately, so I think they're trying to make Curse more attractive. It's a pretty good buff to Curse. Pain Split HP recovery has been increased. I personally think Horn Leech is just a better move, but they are just buffing the weaker move set. Even though they buffed Horn Leech, which is a pretty good move. So, I don't really play this. I don't play this character at all, but it's like a pretty significant buff to him if you're able to get out of the laning phase and actually become Trevenant. He's stuck at the Phantom. Probably might see more Trevenant defenders down the bot lane now thanks to this buff. I know Rex has been playing it a lot, so maybe. And Unite skill, Phantom Force cooldown decrease. Oh, so his recharge is faster, I'm assuming. That's good. I didn't know how long the charge rate on this ability was. So I guess this Cram. The Cram players are probably rejoicing right now. Air Slash, Pokemon skill upgrade. Okay, it just got stronger, I assume. Damage or something. And Unite skill, cooldown decrease, damage increase. Well, this is a good buff to Cram because holy moly, this character's Unite was actually so awful after they initially nerfed it. And now, so they're giving some of the damage they took away from the past. They probably met some middle ground, got some middle ground to it, and then cooldown decrease. Yeah. Well, do I think Cram will see play now? I doubt it, to be honest. It's just falls short compared to the other attackers, but maybe we might see it show up in maybe more like, on ladder or game. I don't think you'll see Greninja Unite's good. Giant Shark and cooldown. This is huge. This is huge because Greninja's Unite actually took a whole career to get back, and now I don't know how much they buffed it, but maybe now Greninja's can be like ulting at like, sometimes you ult at like 330 and like you're literally struggling to get it as Zap spawns. Like you don't score, it just are just straight farming. And sometimes you barely get it, or just you're a little bit short. You're still get the stallify and stuff. So this buff, maybe Greninjas are going to be more willing to Unite more often to get picks and experience. Azumarill. Bubble. Fixed an error regarding the movement speed reduction effect on Whirlpool. Fixed an error related to damage dealt to opposing Pokemon. Aqua Tail changed as follows. After activating the skill, the next 3 attacks will be faster and the fighter. Being that normal. Okay, so it's just bugs and a slight buff to Azumarill. I still think this character is just absolutely awful, so I don't think that will do it. Still won't see play. It's just not a Lucario. Okay, items. Buddy Barrier. The effect has been weakened. Oof. That's crazy. They actually nerfed the Buddy Barrier. Wonder how they nerfed. So is it like less shield? Or did they also, I don't know. Maybe it's probably just less Soul Getter cooldown decrease. The waiting time for items has been increased. So cooldown decrease, I assume means does that mean like when you cast it, it doesn't last as long on you? Then the waiting time for items has been increased despite the actual cooldown of the ability. You know what this looks like to me? A lot of this patch just looks like um they're nerfing score comp. Like Goal Getter, this is like it's like they took the data from the Japanese and Korean AOS Cup and then they're like, you know what, score comp is just too powerful. Nerf it. Maybe this buddy bear has something to do with maybe like when you stack like in score comp when they stack buddy bears on each other's score last few seconds. Maybe this has something to do with it. Not too sure. And Goal Getter is obviously used a lot in score comp. That's a pretty good nerf because if you look at a lot of the changes, these two changes, and along with like Lucario nerf, Lucario was used in some people's score comps. Talonflame was obviously used. I wonder if the reason they're nerfing Talonflame's Unite was mainly because they were in score comp. People were just using his ult just to get a buddy barrier and then a score shit just to score. They could do it so often. That might be part of the reason. And they also nerfed Greedent, which is also very prominent in score comp. So, and I feel they actually took a lot of the data they saw of what people were playing in Japanese and Korean Cup. They just used it for this patch. I wonder how this will affect the NA. Anyways, except for the patch, it's a pretty lengthy patch. Like I think it's overall a good patch though. It does seem like they are putting the game in the right direction. The only thing I can't believe is not here is a Blastoise nerf. How are they not gonna nerf that turtle? Turtle is actually broken, but yet they didn't touch him. I mean, I guess if they're basing it off the Japan and Korea, they weren't using Blastoise, so maybe that's why they're like, they aren't using it. It has to be balanced. Crazy they didn't nerf. Yeah, pretty lengthy patch. Overall, good patch. Besides not nerfing Blastoise, I think that's just beyond troll. But maybe they didn't want to nerf Blastoise because there's the new Battle Pass skin. They're like, if we nerf them, people won't buy the skin. Like, big brain. Don't nerf it. We'll let people buy that first, and then we'll nerf it. Maybe that's their plan. Anyways, that's it for the patch. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, or just join my Discord and want to ask me questions about any additional I think about. Anyways, yeah, watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.